everybody.
Hi.
This is Ace of Hearts.
Yeah.
And I'm PonyQuest.
Yeah.
And here's the Bawks vlog
Number two.
Wow.
That actually went really well.
Cool. So, let's get things started off with a couple of things that you guys sent in over, I don't know, last couple of videos.
Yeah, we got some questions about what you guys wanted to talk about, and one thing had to do with Fursonas. Everybody was asking about how to make Fursonas, which was kind of interesting because that's something we didn't think about.
Who's got them? Where did they come from?
Where do they come from? How do they work?
Nobody. No. Well, we're here to help clear that up.
Yeah.
So, let's talk about some of our personal experiences. For example, how did you start yours, and where did you get yours from?
Mine was made up on the spot. Literally.
Story time.
Right on the spot. Once a long time ago, I went to my Once a long time ago.
The furry puns, man.
Yeah.
First.
Man.
Shoot.
Once a long time ago, I went to my very first furry meet, and then there they were asking about personas and stuff. They were talking about their characters, and I'm like, why do you guys all have characters? And they're like, it's just what we do. So they literally asked, well, you should make a persona. And I thought, okay, cool. Well, my favorite animal is a fox, and the hat I used to wear all the time, now that I wear this hat, the hat I used to wear all the time had an Ace of Hearts card in it. So I'm like, there we go, boom. There's my name. Ace.
You just came up with
literally on
like
the
a
spot.
color scheme.
Yep.
And
I'm like, I didn't want to be orange, so I'm gray.
Yeah, like a gray fox.
Yeah.
Gray fox.
Gray fox. But that's like literally all the thought I put into it. And then I put a little brown tuft of hair on him because I wanted him to be kind of like me. But other than that, he doesn't really look like me. But the point being, like, you don't have to do
like
something.
you.
Yeah, he acts like me because it's just me when I'm in my.
It's like self-projection. So like,
yeah,
you put yourself into the animal character a little bit. Make it yours. Make it your own.
And then. That's the thing, though. You don't have to make it super complicated because everybody's like, what do I do? It's got to be the most unique, significant thing ever. And then
you end up with like just a vomit character that's just like, it's got too much stuff. It's just overstimulating. But you know what? It's
so much
to
happening.
each their own. You know.
But that's the other thing too. It can be as complicated as you want. Because I know Kevin's persona, Matcha, the Circle, has this like. How many chapters have you written on your backstory?
6. There's supposed to be like 20 or
He's
something.
From space.
Yeah, so you go from the not so complex to a little more complex. I put a lot of thought into making my character. Like, for example, I started out... Oh my god! I started out with just like a line art, and I colored him in with the color scheme that I wanted, and it was just like a circle base that I found on the internet. I was like, cool, now I'm gonna write him a story and all this other stuff and how he met this and that. But
that's the other thing too, is like a lot of people don't know how to like, where do I start with designing my persona? There's so much free line art online. Like if you literally just Google free to use persona line art or persona maker, like that's a great place to start if you can't draw. Like that lets you at least plug in the colors with the bucket tool on your MS Paint.
It's so easy.
It's great, like, but you gotta make sure that they let people use it. Like,
use with permission.
Yeah, usually at the bottom it'll say, like, just keep the credit, use freely. But those are great resources. There's free line art all over the internet that you're allowed to use to come up with your persona, and then from there you can commission people for art and get fancy reference sheets. I don't even have a reference sheet.
No, but I do.
Yeah. Well, mine doesn't need a reference sheet. I'm like,
no.
They're like, what does he look like? He's gray.
So simple, not so simple.
Yeah. But that's the cool thing, is your persona at the end of the day can be anything you want it to be. It can be as simple as a fox or as complicated as an alien. It can be as simple as, it's my favorite animal, to something like, I'm gonna make this awesome, cool backstory about space wars. It's my new movie, Space Wars.
Space Fight 7.
Space
Good
fight.
morning.
Yes. Oh, God.
On the topic of Fursonas, let's talk about fursuits.
Yeah. A lot of people think that they can't participate in the fandom unless they have a fursuit, or they feel excluded if they don't have a fursuit, but there's so much stuff in the fandom you can do without one, and you don't necessarily have to own a fursuit to have a place in the fandom. There's tons of artists that are way more like interesting than some dude who jumps around in an animal costume. But
so there's community writers and artists and people who are involved with like setting up conventions in the first place that have no fursuit of their own, yet they're well known within the fandom.
One of my favorite people in the whole fandom, Fox Amore, he's a furry musician and he doesn't own a fursuit. He does have a fursona and he does put him in art of him playing music, but he doesn't have a fursuit. So
Nor does he need one either.
Yeah, he doesn't need one. His music wouldn't be any better if he owned a fursuit. But yeah, the point is you don't need a fursuit to participate in the fandom, and you guys shouldn't feel left out if you don't have one. So, anyways, thanks for watching today's vlog. We hope you guys really liked it. We'll be coming out with another one in a week, and until then, you know.
We were really glad that we could touch on this kind of like a hot topic, because we've had so many questions over this kind of stuff, and we hope this was informative to you.
So, at the end, just remember, whatever your fursona is, it can be as complicated or simple as you want, and you don't have to have a fursuit to enjoy things in the fandom. There's so much more to the fandom than just fursuits, and we hope you guys find that, and we hope you guys come back again next week in the next video. Bye!
Bye-bye.